Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily's Excellent Epics, and today I have for you my August pile of possibilities. Before I dive into that, I just want to say something really quickly. Um, I can hear, I don't know if the microphone is picking up on it. I have fans going up in my bedroom, blowing in my bedroom. It is stinking hot here. We in Central Illinois are what's called corn sweat season. What is corn sweat season? Glad you asked. I have never heard of this until I moved to Central Illinois. Um, what happens is it's so hot and humid out that the corn actually sweats inside of their husks, and then that sweat like evaporates and we get extra humidity in the air, which means that it gets extra hot out, which means that it might be 95 out, but we have a heat index of like 110 to 115 degrees. It's so not delightful. And this menopausal person at night is just dying. So I have like two box fans, a ceiling fan, another like small tabletop fan, all going on high right now, trying desperately to keep my bedroom as cool as possible so I don't die at night. Because I don't sleep well in the heat anymore. Like 65 is a preferred sleeping temperature, but I cannot get I'm not going to turn the air conditioning down that low because I don't want to pay that bill. So I apologize if you can hear that. But let's dive right in. So the books that I'm reading, oh shoot, is that? I hope that's not mold. I might have to get rid of this book because I don't want it infecting all my other books. Shoot. Well then, I just am noticing this about a book that I own. All right, so I'm doing some read-alongs that I want to keep up with, and so some of these don't even fit for a hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. They're part of read-alongs. So we'll talk about the first book that I plan on reading. So this is where I was going, oh no, is that mold? Tell me what that is. If that's mold, then I gotta replace this book because I don't want a moldy book. I mean, it's definitely a stain of some sort. I just don't know what kind of stain it is. I've never seen mold on books before. I don't know. I have plenty of plastic bags where I could put in a plastic bag and put it in the freezer for a couple of days to kill it. So maybe we'll try that. But let's, without further digression, I plan on reading The Lioness Rampant by Tamora Pierce. This is book 4 in the Song of the Lioness Quartet. I have read this series so many times I have lost count. I love this series. I think it's a great example of young adult fantasy literature written in the 80s. Better than in mine. It is flawed. There are some flaws in it. But I just love the series. We follow Alana, who wants to study to become a knight. But she is a female and she can't in this time that we are studying or we are reading about. So she disguises herself as a boy, switches places with her twin brother, Tom, who was supposed to be sent off to study as a knight. They switch places and he goes to the religious order to study magic, sorcery, and she goes off and studies to become a knight, and we follow her journey into knighthood and then becoming a knight. I also plan on reading Reaper at the Gates by Sabat here. This is book 3 in the Ember and the Ashes series. There's 4 books in that series. So Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand and Krista over at Books and Jams, they're doing a read-along where they're reading each book a month. This is my favorite YA series. I love this series so much. In it, we follow Leia, who is a scholar. And in this world, the scholar class are the working/slave class. Scholars aren't necessarily slaves, but they do tend to get rounded up and become slaves. And Elias, he is a student at the start of the series at Blackcliff School, which is a military school. and it turns out the fiercest warriors in the realm. And his mother is the commandant who runs Blackcliff School, and she is quite nasty. And we have Helene here, who is also a student at Blackcliff School with Elias. And Leia's brother, Darren, he gets captured and arrested by the Masks, which are these students at Blackcliff School. You can see Helene has a mask on, and that mask kind of fuses to their body. But Darren gets arrested as they suspect that he is working to build swords that have special properties, and not just for our marshals, but for people who should not have them. The marshals class is afraid of other people having that technology. And so Leia gets help from the resistant forces, and says, I need your help to free my brother from prison, and in doing so, I will spy on you. And so I'll spy for you. So she becomes a slave to work under the commandant as a slave at Blackcliff, and she meets Elias and Helene, and things proceed from there. That's all book one. Obviously, there's more in book one, but I can't tell you further what's going on because all sorts of spoilers. But the character arcs in this book are great, and I've read Ember and the Ashes more than once. I've read a Torch Against the Night. I think I've read it twice. I think this is my third reread. I have not reread Rebirth the Gates or Storm Against the Sky or Storm Against the... I don't remember what book 4 is called. I have not read books 3 and 4 twice. So this is my first time rereading it. And I've been having a lot of fun rereading it and going, like Sabaa Tahir had it all plotted out, and she's giving us hints of all of the plot, like twists, like in book 1 that happened in like book 3 and 4. I just didn't see it coming. And it's like, it's right there. On a reread, it's so amazing to see, like, oh my gosh, it was there and I missed it. So looking forward to my reread. I also plan on, this is for her kid, but we've also been doing a read along of the Cheese Shop mysteries. Beach Bum Bookworm, or Tiffany over at Beach Bum Bookworm, she has been having Karina Moss come on her channel like once a month. This Sunday, July 27th, Karina Moss will be on her channel at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to discuss Curds of Prey, which is book 3 in the series. This is book 4, and which is Case of the Blues. And in the Cheese Shop mystery, we follow Willa, who is a cheesemonger. She owns a cheese shop in Yarrow Glen, which is in Sonoma Valley, California. And it has all sorts of fancy cheeses, which is delightful for reading. And in this one, I guess there's going to be a cheesemonger festival where they all come in for this cheese festival and showcase cheese creations. And her former boss, I think, gets murdered, maybe? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm especially hoping for a development to happen or to further along that started in Curds of Prey. Like, I need a certain relationship to happen. And I'm hoping we get more of that in this book. All right. Then... All right. I'm trying to finish up Tiffany over at Beautiful Minutia has a summer reading like book board or bingo board, and I need to finish that up. I only have, as of filming this, I only have 3 prompts left. One of those prompts is a nonfiction book. It being August and going back to school, August 13th is when we officially have to report back, but I'll probably go in August 11th or 12th. Okay, so I need a nonfiction book that will tell me a gripping story that I'll want to read. This one is going to be a hard read, but I plan on reading Know My Name by Chanel Miller. So I do need to read a nonfiction, one for her kid, two for the summer book bingo board. This is Chanel Miller's memoir, and she was the person who was essayed by a swimmer on a college town. And when the court case came up, when they were sentencing him, people were like, "Oh my gosh, don't be too harsh on him because he's so young and has his life so much to look forward to in his life, and we don't want this to ruin his life." And Chanel Miller's like, "Whoa, hold up here! Like, we need to consider me and who is affected by his actions the most, and that's me." So I know this is going to be hard to read. One, because of the topic. Two, I'm going to just be enraged because our justice system doesn't always work how it should, and that is infuriating to me. But I've heard phenomenal things about this, so it's weird to say I'm looking forward to reading this, knowing what this is, but I think this will be an important, impactful read. So I need to read a book that's more than 500 pages still. I was hoping to fit in Wind and Truth. That's not going to happen. Like, I tried it. I started it and I was like, I think I need a little break. Like, I've learned with Brandon Sanderson, like, I read Lost Metal in July. And then I immediately went into Wind and Truth and I was like, nope, I need a little bit of a break from his writing style. And that's fine, because when I read Sanderson, I'm like, I need to know what happens. I need to know I'm trying to piece together all of the pieces of the Cosmere and how it all interconnects. And so it just takes me time to read through that. And in the summer, I like to whip through books and get as much as I can down off of my TBR because I have time. So we're not going to be reading Wind and Truth just yet. It will happen because I need to read it for our fantasy bingo. But my 500-page book instead is going to be Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is a reread. I do have Oathbound, which is book 3. I pre-ordered it. And I debated, started reading it, but Bloodmarked came out in 2022. And that's when I read it. It's been a few years. So I want to make sure that I remember really key details. And I didn't want to read like a summary online because there was a plot point and a character development point that I wanted to revisit because I'm so hoping this plot development happens. But in this, we follow Brianna Matthews. Is that her last name? Or Bree? She, in Legendborn, she does like an early study at university. She's a high school student, but she goes off to Chapel Hill, or University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. There's like a early admissions type program. And while there, she comes across a secret society that is steeped in Arthurian legend. And they are scions, like, tied to King Arthur and the members of his round table. She also learns more about her mother's side of the family and and then magic ties toward her African roots. So it was a very interesting read. I remembered enjoying this and wanting to. There were some points I felt like kind of dragged in this book, so it'll be interesting to reread. Hoping Oathbound will be good. But I need to reread that so I can go into Oathbound. All right, then for the book bingo board, I still need to read a debut novel. I was toying with Silver Elite or Bloodguard, but I'm like, I don't know. But I can also read A Lot's Way, which this is also a debut novel by Darcy Little Badger. And this also fits, I think this is, has asexual representation for HERCED, for the LGBTQIA+. And then this can also fit Indigenous people representation or BIPOC, or Indigenous Heritage Month. I apologize. I'm trying to remember all the different prompts this could be used for. But this is a fantasy. It's YA. So, Ilatsue lives in a slightly stranger America. She can raise the ghosts of dead animals, a skill passed down through generations of her Lipan Apache family. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Her beloved cousin has just been murdered in a town that wants no prying eyes, but she is going to do more than pry. The picture-perfect facade of Willoughby makes gruesome secrets, and she will rely on her wits, skills, and friends to tear off the mask and protect her family. I remember when this came out, this got a whole lot of buzz. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I will say this. This hardcover book is heavy. It is small, but it's heavier than like Bloodmarked and other books that I own. The paper quality in this book is delightful. It's very good. Okay. And August is also Garb August, which Sarah she used to be the Bookish Knitter. I think it's Categorically Reading Romance is her new channel name title. I'm still trying to get used to her new name title. I apologize if I butchered that. And Ollie over at Criminale does Garb August. And basically it's read things that are like, that people look down on and consider trash reading. Okay? That's what that is. So I've got a couple of possibilities for that. One I don't think will fit into HERCED, but I do kind of want to read it. And that is The Indian Fan by Victoria Holtz. Yes, it could fit some prompts for HERCED, but I don't. This would be historical fiction. I could use it for historical fiction. Yes, I can use it for HERCED. Okay, so this is kind of like a gothic too, though. But this is about Drusilla Delaney, and she is the daughter of a local vicar, and she gets tied up with the Framley estates and these two spoiled children of the Framleys, Fabian and Lavinia, and she becomes this heir to this India fan. And that's really all I know. I do remember, I read this years ago, like when I was in high school. My mom had it. I remember she had it sitting on her nightstand, and I remember picking up and reading it. And I remember liking it. And I found this at a used book sale or a free little library. I don't remember which recently. And I was like, I have to have this because how delightful is that? Something else that I want to start, but I know I'm not going to finish this because this is going to be a lot. Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. The tandem read. I've been saying I needed to start this all summer long. It is time. So I am putting this on at the end of the month. One, because I want to finish up the book bingo prompts, and I just don't know how long the tandem read is going to take me. I did also forget The Maid's Diary. I don't remember who wrote it. The Maid's Diary is a pick that my virtual book club that I'm a part of, we've picked for August. Somehow I've got to squeeze that in there because I do suggest a lot of books for this book club, and this is not a book that I suggested. And so because of that, I want to read it because I make so many, I feel like I make a lot of suggestions. So when other people suggest books, then I want to support that and get out of my comfort zone. Don't know if I'll have time to read that one. I might try to listen to it on audio, even though I don't do well with audiobooks if I have not read them before. And then Krista over at Books and Jams, her Patreon, their book club pick is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. That one I can listen to on audio as I've already read it before. I liked it. I did get rid of it because I was like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to, I don't know if I'll reread this. So I do plan on listening to that. But that one, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, is about, I don't remember the main character's name. I almost said Ernest Cline. I'm like, no, Ernest Cline is the guy who wrote Ready Player One. But our main character, everyone in his family has somehow killed someone. And we learn as the story unfolds all of those tales. It's told in like a series of not only flashbacks, but also in like current present day linear timelines, and we get some flashbacks. But the main feature of Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, it's one, our protagonist, he writes like crime novels, murder detective novels, like how-tos, like here are rules that if you write mystery novels that you need to follow. And he has them posted at the start of the book, and he'll refer to them throughout the book. The other main feature, so it's kind of a nod to our great detective, like golden age detective novels, very tongue-in-cheek. And then the fourth wall is removed. So our main male character, protagonist, he will directly talk to the reader and will be like, your killer, his name will have been mentioned, or her name will have been mentioned 235 times before the reveal has been made. So, or I don't know, so just different things like that. I enjoyed it. I just, like I said, it was one that I was like, I don't know if I'll really read it physically, so I was able to get rid of it. So, those are all my reading plans for August. For sure, top priority reads are A Reaper at the Gates, The Lioness Rampant, Bloodmarked, Know My Name, Case of the Blues, lots away, because I'm trying to finish challenges, finish read-alongs, keep up with read-alongs. My tandem read, if it does not happen in August, it will happen in September. So I'm not too terribly worried, because I do have a coworker who's also working through Throne of Glass, so I'll have her to keep me motivated once that finally starts. So thank you so much, as always, for watching. Let me know what you think of my pile of possibilities should be priority reads. Have you read any of them? Are you enjoying them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button if you're not sure what to comment down below, because comments really do help the channel. If you're not sure what to comment down below, what to put. Is there a cheese emoji? Put a cheese emoji because I love cheese. Or put a horse or a cat because in the Lioness Rampant, there is a cat and there is a horse that are key players for Alana. So, thank you so much.